So Pumpkin Delight is a delicious dessert to make during the fall. And this is my recipe. I'm excited to share it with y'all. Okay, so we're gonna start with the first layer of the dessert. I'm gonna start with 2.5 cups of crumbled graham crackers. Now, how I do that is I just take 2 sleeves of graham crackers, I put them in a gallon bag, and then I roll my rolling pin over it. To that, I'm gonna add 1 cup of finely chopped pecans, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 1/2 cup of regular sugar. And we're gonna get that mixed up. And I like to get this part mixed up first before I add in the butter. That way I can just make sure it's mixed good. Okay, and then I'm gonna add in 1 stick of melted butter. I mean, really, just this step to me would just be good by itself. And this is a great crust, really, just to make with any type of cheesecake or pie. Let me make sure I have all the bottom. Stir good. Okay, so now I'm gonna pour this in a buttered 9x13 pan. And then I'm gonna press it all into the bottom of the pan. Make sure it's firmly packed down. Okay, so I'm gonna bake this at 325 for 15 minutes, and I'm gonna let it cool completely, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. Okay, now for the second layer. I have 2 blocks of cream cheese that I brought to room temperature, and I've went ahead and blended them up. Okay, and to that, I'm gonna add 2 cups of powdered sugar, about a teaspoon of vanilla, and then 1 8-ounce container of Cool Whip. So this layer just kind of reminds me of like a cheesecake layer. Okay, so I'm gonna get this blended. I'm going to scrape down the edges of the pan. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to layer this layer over my crust. It's really important to make sure that you bring your cream cheese to room temperature, because if you don't, you're gonna have clumps of cream cheese in this step of your filling. And I only know that because I've done that myself. Okay, so I'm gonna get this evenly spread. And I use an offset spatula because that just kind of helps me spread it in the pan. And then you got to be careful because you'll get crumbs all in this layer. Okay, that's the second layer. Now on to the third. Okay, so now for the third layer, which is what I call the pumpkin pie layer. So I have 4 boxes. It's the 3.4 ounce boxes of vanilla pudding mix. So I've put that in a bowl. I'm going to add 2 cups of cold milk. And go ahead and get that mixed up. And it's going to start to set up pretty quick. But I like to just get these two ingredients mixed up first before I add anything else. Okay, so I'm gonna add 2 cans of pumpkin puree. It sounds like that's gonna be a lot of pumpkin, but just trust me. Okay. Okay, and then I'm also going to add in 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, a teaspoon of ground ginger, and a half a teaspoon of ground cloves, which is your traditional pumpkin pie spices. You're going to want to use a whisk to get this layer mixed up good. Oh, it smells like pumpkin pie. It's a lot of work to get this mixed up. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pour this mixture over the second layer, or what I call the cheesecake mixture. And this is a great make-ahead dessert too, if you're going to be making a lot of desserts for Thanksgiving, or if you just have to make something to take somewhere. Okay, so I've got that spread evenly, and then I'll show you the next layer. Okay, so I don't like to put the 4th layer on until right before I serve it. So you're just gonna take another 8-ounce tub of whipped cream, and I just put it right in the middle, or I'm sorry, Cool Whip. I just put it right in the middle, just like that. And I start to spread it kind of evenly around the dish. And I don't take it all the way to the edges, just so you can see the pumpkin. Just because I think it's prettier. But I don't like to do this until last minute, just because the Cool Whip is fresher that way on the dessert. But you really just can't mess this up. And it's such a decadent dessert. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, and then I'm just gonna sprinkle it with some pecans, some chopped pecans. Just because I think it's pretty. Okay. So that is my pumpkin delight. I'm so excited for y'all to try it. Let me know how you love it in the comments.